Hello everyone and welcome. I am Robin Armbrecht with Really Robin Stamps, and you are joining me today for Papercrafting Playdate. Today is October 29th, 2021, and today is episode 38 of Papercrafting Playdate. Thank you so much for joining me, whether you're watching me live or watching on the replay. I am just so glad you're here and you want to learn something and you want to get excited about playing with paper. So today I'm calling this project Miniature Madness, and I think you'll see why. So I'm going to get right to it. All right, give me a second. Okay. Welcome, welcome. I am so glad that you are here. Okay, let me zoom in just a little bit. There we go. All right. So like I said, you're joining me for Papercrafting Playdate. This is episode 38, and we are going to do some miniature madness today. And let's see. I have a couple things to share before we get started. One of them is this fabulous Halloween card that I got in the mail yesterday, and this is from my friend Judy. And she wrote me this very sweet message that I love. And she said she made some Halloween cards using the patchwork cut and stack template that we did a few weeks ago. And she used the leftover 3/4 inch scraps to create these quick Halloween cards. And I just love how that turned out, Judy. It looks really, really awesome. Thank you so much for sharing one with me. I love this paper. I have used up almost every bit of my package and it's made me very, very happy. So thank you again, Judy. This is a fabulous card. All right, I'm gonna make sure I can see your comments and then we're gonna get started. One announcement is that it is almost the end of October, which means that my October Hostess Code is going to be done in 3 days. And what you're earning with a $50 order this month using this Hostess Code is a kit that puts together 10 cards. And this is using the Double Double One Sheet Wonder. And so your kit includes 6 pieces of this Gingerbread and Peppermints Designer Series paper. You get 10 cinnamon cider card fronts. You get some basic white to stamp your greetings on and punch or die cut out. And then you get 10 rhinestones and enough of this beautiful red ruffle ribbon so that you can create 10 cards using that double one sheet wonder pattern, right? So all you need to supply are the greetings, your adhesive, and then these white card bases. So you can even put them on red or green. Anyway, this is the special. A lot of you have taken advantage of it, and I appreciate that so much. So you've got 3 more days. All right, let's just set that to the side. And let me show you what we're making today. So I called it Miniature Madness because I fell down this little delightful little rabbit hole this week. I saw and I got inspiration from another demonstrator. Her name's Lori Heiling, and she made this little tiny little tote bag. It was very cute, and she used those cute little pumpkins and put it on there. And when I saw her design, I immediately thought of a grocery bag, right? And so I adjusted the pattern just a little bit to come up with this tiny little grocery sack that I just am completely in love with. So let me show you how to make this today. That is what we're going to do. So I'm going to bring in some of this delightful craft paper. So this paper is available in the mini catalog. It's on page 9. And you can get 20 sheets of 6x6 craft paper for $6. Okay. And you can see how it's kind of bendy, right? Craft paper is a little bit flimsier than cardstock. And it's really tougher though, because it has a lot of fibers in it, right? So it's really designed really well to make little boxes or bags or little treat containers or things like that. So this is what we're going to use. And I've got these little guys here punched out already. So let me show you how this goes together. There's a PDF on my blog, so you can download that. All right, just want you to be able to see here. And I'm going to put the little directions right up here and bring in the paper cutter. All right, so what you need to do is cut this in half so that you have a 3x6 piece of craft paper. Then I'm going to cut one more little strip from the leftover that is 1/4 inch by 6 inches, and that's going to be the handles. All right, let's see how I did here. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, so what you're going to do is score this now to create this little sack. So the very first score is at 1/2 inch. And then it's 2 1/4 inches. Hi, Nydia, how are you? 3 1/4 and 5 inches. All right, so 1/2 inch, 2 1/4, 3 1/4, and 5 inches. And then you're going to turn it and you're going to score it at 3/4 inch. And this score line makes the bottom of the bag. Those are going to be the flaps. All right, so let's set that aside. When you score these, then you're going to want to crease those score lines. And craft paper in particular is, because of all those fibers, you got to really kind of work it a little bit harder than cardstock. So I'm going to take my time there and make sure those are creased. That's going to help the bag to fold together. So they're all being folded in the same direction, so that's going to come together as a box or a bag. And then I'm going to fold up in the same direction this line here. All right, so we've got our score lines and we've got it creased. So now we're going to do the cutting to make the flaps for the bottom of the bag and the side flap. So this little tiny corner right here is not needed. So we're going to cut out that square, okay? So this is going to be the flap that's on the side of the bag. And I'm just going to take the little corners off of this flap so that when it folds into the bag, I don't have some extra, it'll just lay better. Then you're going to cut on these score lines here up to that 3/4 inch line that goes across. And those are going to be the bottom of the box. All right, so let me just show you. It's going to go together like this. We're going to attach that, and then we're going to fold it. All right. I don't know why. Sometimes I can see the comments and sometimes I can't see the comments. And there we go. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Margie. Hi, Susan. Oh, wonderful. Okay, I'm sorry I wasn't seeing that. Okay. So now we're going to adhere this together. So with any kind of 3D item that you're making, you want to use a really strong adhesive. So I recommend that you use liquid glue or tear tape, or you use the, not this, but the Seal Plus. I happen to be out of that right now, but that will help your box stay together really, really well. I'm going to use liquid glue, And so I'm going to just fold that together to make the side like that. Since this is kind of fibrous, it just takes a minute for that to heat up and soak in. So now I'm going to just recrease those lines like that. And there is the sides together. So let's do the bottom. So you're going to put the smaller flaps in first and put some adhesive on there. You're going to fold one of the side larger flaps in, and then with liquid glue, you've got a little bit of wiggle room there. So I'm just going to adjust to make sure that that's closing square on the sides. And then I'm going to put some more adhesive here and finish the bottom like that. Okay, so we'll use our glue here and we'll just press that down like that. All right, so let's let that sit for a second and make the handles. So their handles are 1/4 inch by 6 inches, and you're going to cut this piece into 2. Like that. And these are going to be our little handles. So I thought it would be really cute to make these look like grocery sack handles, that kind of the ones that fold in together and then they pop back up, right? So how you do this is you kind of just take it, you know, pinch 2 parts of the handle and just kind of twist it so that it makes this right angle, and then press that down. And then you're going to do that again, leave a little space, and then make those parallel, right? You're just going to kind of turn it around like that. And that's going to create that little handle. All right, so let's do that again for the other handle. We're going to twist it at a right angle and then leave a little space, and then twist this one in the opposite direction so that these are parallel. So we've got our little bag handles there, and then we'll just press those. Do you guys like miniature things like I do? Like, is that just something certain people are obsessed with? I love the idea of little miniature things. And I don't know, I loved dollhouses when I was little. I always tried to make my own little dollhouse out of like cardboard boxes and things like that. I would spend hours creating little furniture and things like that. Lynn, that's like you too. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, so if you think about the bag handle, okay, you've got this one side that has kind of this horizontal piece, right? That goes to the inside, and then this goes to the outside. So if you think of a grocery sack, when it opens up, that handle pulls up, right? So I'm putting glue dots to hold my handles on. I'm putting that on the side that has kind of the folded angles. And then I'm just going to make sure that they are still parallel when I press that into the side. And then we'll do the same thing with the other. And we'll tuck this in there. Margie, Lynn, yes, you all love miniature things. Good. All right, you guys are with me then, because I kind of like, after I got obsessed with this project, then I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm not the only, maybe I am the only one that thinks this is like super cool. I'm going to readjust this handle because it's a little bit taller. This is honestly the hardest thing, is just getting these handles the same height. There we go. All right, so just to finish this then, you're just going to crease with your fingers, just kind of pinch the top together like that. You don't have to pinch it all the way down, just about halfway. And then you've got that little part on the side that creates, it to look like a sack. Yeah, Lynn, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure about the feed. You know, who knows? The internet is not cooperating today. So I'm going to, just so you know, Lynn, all of these PDFs will be on my blog so that you don't have to write down the measurements right now. You can absolutely do that later. You can, you know, download that. So let's decorate this using the Sparkle of the Season. This is a really fun bundle. And so what I've done is I've taken some pumpkin pie and some old olive, and I have cut out these dies. So I used the pumpkin and the leaves. And then I cut out this little frame from the Tasteful Labels set. So I'm going to stamp the greeting that comes in here that says, "Thankful for you." Like that. And then we'll attach that to the front of our bag or sack. Let that dry. And then we'll put this little pumpkin and the leaf on there. So I'm just going to use one of these leaves. Okay, that took all my concentration. There we go. How cute is that? That makes me so happy. All right, so all you would need to do then is to stuff it. Oh, I forgot my ribbon. Let's not forget the ribbon. We got to put some gingham ribbon on here. Look, I didn't even finish it. I thought so cute. You're gonna need about 4 inches of ribbon to tie a double knot around this. Thank you. Thanks, guys. You really only need 3 inches, but it's really difficult to tie a knot with 3 inches of ribbon. So I recommend about 4 inches. I'm going to tie it once and then double knot it just so it stays in place. And then we'll add our little embellishment. Which is a black matte dot. And we'll stick that right on our little pumpkin. Just like that. All right, so we've got a little stuffing in here. So cute. You can find some fall candy. What do you think? Can you guys think of some things that would go in this tiny little bag? So you can fit a couple little chocolates in there. You could put mints in there. You could even have like a tiny little bag of mixed nuts in there. So cute. So cute. All right, now here's where the rabbit hole happened, because I remembered that I have this awesome stamp set from last year's mini catalog, and this is still available. This is called Banner Year, and it's on page 95 of the main annual catalog. Oh, Lynn, yeah, for trick-or-treating, that's a great idea. Yeah, just for your very special people, you put their little special little chocolate in there. How cute, right? This set is great because it has all kinds of greetings and images, and it spans like the whole season all the way to Valentine's Day. So it's got fall, it has Halloween, and then it has Thanksgiving, and it has Christmas, and then it also has Valentine's Day. So it's quite lovely. So I decided I needed to make little bags out of all of these. So here's your Halloween one, Lynn, right? And so here I just used my little blending pen, and I did pumpkin pie on the gingham to make a Halloween grocery sack. So all those little pieces are in here. I just stamped them and cut them out. And then I was like, oh, we need a fall one. So I took the little squirrel and I made that one. And then I decided, okay, I need to make a Christmas one. You see what happens? See how my crazy happens? Yes, I was like, oh my goodness, this is so much fun. All these greetings and images are in this little stamp set. And then I made a Valentine's Day one. And just by coloring the ribbon with the blends and changing the colors up, it just really changes the cuteness of this, right? What do you guys think? You love the squirrels? Yeah, the squirrel's so cute. Look how big the acorn is compared to the squirrel. I tried to make him carry it, and then I realized he would topple over, but he'd probably try it anyway, right? Squirrels are like that. I love the little Santa hat on the bird and the little, so yeah. Oh my goodness, this project makes me so excited. So then I was thinking, okay, I love versatility, right? So we're just going to set these aside for just a second because I don't want them too far away. I decided that I needed to make this, to just try to make it a little bit bigger, right? Because I like to have things be versatile. So there's a new suite of products that is coming out next week on the 2nd. And it's one of those kind of limited time kind of offers. And the bundle that's coming out is called Eden's Garden. And what you have in the bundle as choices are a stamp set and a die set, and then a set of 12 by 12 specialty designer series paper, some cotton paper, and some garden gems. Okay, so Stampin' Up! Usually does this in November. They offer something that's going to be in the next mini catalog that starts in January, a little bit early, and then they offer something that's just kind of limited time. So this bundle will be available starting in January in the catalog all the time. But right now, we can get it between now and then a little bit early. These items right here, the papers and the gems, are only available while supplies last. So let me just show you what you can get here. Here's the designer series paper that's called Ever Eden. And there's 2 colors. It's kind of what I like about it. Soft Succulent and Evening Evergreen. And then gold foiling. That's why it's a specialty designer series paper. So you get all these great little patterns that have just these very, very simple, almost generic leaves. So it's really going to be very versatile. And then the other side has these terrific little small patterns in the same color. So this is going to be very easy to work with because the greens are the base, right? You can add anything to green, right? I think this is going to be a really great paper to make some holiday cards with, because you could just add in any kind of, holiday greeting and make a very simple but beautiful like holiday cards, right? So I'm going to use this one and some of this cotton paper. Now this cotton paper, you get 8 sheets, you get 4 Evening Evergreen and 4 Soft Succulent. And what it is really just like a very high quality tissue paper. You can hear that crinkle, right? So one side has kind of the coating on it, it's shiny, and then one side is just dry, kind of just dry. It's like the rough back side. So what I thought I would do is bring in the stamp set and the dies. and put together a slightly bigger version of this mini sack, right? Because this pattern is so simple, you can just double it. So I took these images here and I put them all on the same block because I'm just a little bit lazy like that when I make some backgrounds. And so you can see I've started on this soft succulent piece here, and I'm just going to create an easy background by stamping in Evening Evergreen all over. So I'm going to just create my own little matching tissue paper for the inside of this other tote. And like that. See how that works? Super easy. All right, so that is done. We're going to let that dry, set that aside, and I'll show you how to make an enlarged version of this little cute sack. All right, so let's take this paper and our paper cutter. Let me show you the dimensions here. I'm just calling this like a regular size. So if you look at the mini versus the regular, I literally just doubled everything. I multiplied it by 2. So where I cut a 3x6 piece for the mini version, I just multiplied that by 2, and now we're going to use a 6x12. Where I scored at these dimensions, I just multiplied by 2. Same thing, turn and score. So everything is just multiplied by 2. So I'm going to cut this in half at 6 inches. So it's going to be 6x12. Okay. Now, if you think about the 6 inches that are left over here, you could very easily turn this and you could cut 3 inches and 3 inches and get 2 small little bags out of Designer Series paper. Okay. I'm going to cut my handles. So I'm going to just cut off 2 1/2 inch instead of 1/4 inch. I'm going to cut out 2. Okay. And then we'll set that aside. So let's score. We're going to score along the long edge at 1 inch and 4 1/2, 6 1/2. I need my arm out here, and 10 inches. And then I'm going to turn it and score at 1 1/2 for the base of the bag. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. Okay, same way, we're just going to fold it all together. Designer Series paper is nice because it's very easy to fold and work with. Okay, and we'll put up the bottom. All right, we're going to cut it the same way. We'll make the side flap by cutting out this little box here. And then we'll miter those corners. And then we'll cut these flaps on those score lines. Okay, we'll make the side flap come together. And then we'll do the bottom. Fold in one, and then fold in the other. Okay, and we'll just press that down on the inside here. And then we'll pinch our sides like that. And now we've got a little sack made out of Designer Series paper. So look how cute this would be if you just had a cute little like clip that you could clip that closed like that. It would make like a little, almost like a lunch sack kind of look. Very cute. So, but we're going to go ahead and put the handles on just to make it very similar to the miniature one. And so for these, remember, you're going to fold it like this. When the bigger the handle is, it's a little bit easier to just kind of lay it down like this and then just kind of fold it under until you kind of get it where you want it. It's a little bit easier than the bigger or the tiny little handles. So just do right angle, right angle. Now when you've got double-sided pattern paper, it's a little bit easier to figure out how the handles go on. And I'm going to bring back the glue dots because those are just the easiest for me right now. And we'll put those on the outside, which is the outside of the bag color, or side of the paper. And then we'll stick those on like that. All right, I think I missed a glue dot here. Okay, so there is our cute little bag. So let's quickly embellish it with some of these pieces. So the die set is very cute. It makes these nice little leafy frames. These are the back sides. And they coordinate with different shapes that we already have. And so I took this smaller one, and then I took this leaf, and I cut them out. And I actually did this one in gold. And we're gonna layer them on top of a stitched rectangle. So see how perfectly that goes over the rectangle there? Of course, you wouldn't have to use a die. You could just cut a rectangle. And then I've got this little gold piece, and then I've got this. So let's put this together and just create the front. So I think this little sending hugs greeting is one of the best pieces in this stamp set. Also this little dear friend, how are you? I love that. My heart is tied to yours. Tug if you need anything. I think those are great. So I'm going to take the sending hugs, and we'll take our evening evergreen and stamp that right in the middle. I'm going to cut this in half. And I'm going to just attach this gold little layer sticking out behind this. Like that. And then I'm going to trim these off. And stick it to the front of the bag, and then add this little frame over it. So we'll just center that. So I think this bundle could be really fun if you are kind of enjoying these greens. I think you have to love green, right? This is all about green stuff. With this designer series paper, at least the stamp set, you can clearly stamp in any color, and that's just going to fit right over top. And then we'll let that dry for a second. And then we'll put this little embellishment on. This is in the soft succulent color. We'll stick that right on top. Cute, right? And look at these gems. These are fun. These are the garden gems. You've got this kind of little marquee shape that is in kind of a a lighter green, like the soft succulent, has little hints of blue. And then there's these 2 sizes of rhinestones that are really colored, very cool. They're like kind of red, kind of green. So let's put those on. And we'll do a couple of these. I think these little gems will be very cute for Christmas because of it, they have kind of that red and green tint to them. We'll put that over there. Cute, right? Easy. I love easy boxes. I don't like it to get too complicated. All right, let's bring back our tissue paper here, or cotton paper as it's called. Now I don't really want to use a whole sheet of this for a tiny little box, so I'm going to fold it into, thank you, I appreciate that. I'm going to fold it in 2/4 and just cut it. And we'll use it this way. All right, so we'll just kind of crinkle it so we can stick a couple of those in there. Like that. What do you think? So, just based on the greeting, right? Sending hugs, you could put anything in there and it would look so cute. But if somebody's not feeling well, you could put a little hand sanitizer in there, and you could put a little package of tissues and some cough drops, make it a little get well bag, or a hope you feel better soon kind of thing. Of course, you could put chocolate and all that good stuff in there as well, if it's just a little birthday bag for somebody. I got ink all over my fingers here from that cotton paper. I didn't let it dry quite enough, but that's okay. All right, so I made a couple others in different versions of this paper, just to so you could see the versatility. For these two, I made the handles a little bit bigger, just because I wanted to try and see how it looked a little bit bigger. I'm not sure which one do you guys like better. And then, because this is how I operate, I had to make a mini. And so this is how the little mini grocery sack would look in designer series paper. Super cute, right? And I just got a little tissue paper in there. A little greeting on the front. Now here's another version. This is with the Blackberry Beauty designer series paper. Also has gold foiling, so it's very fancy for a little gift sack. All right, now I think I'm saving the best for last here, so don't leave yet, right? We have to go back to these little mini bags because they're just so stinking cute. So after I went a little crazy and I made all these bags, and then I was like, well, what if I didn't want to put candy? What if we wanted to use these as little place settings, right? We could put names on here, but what if we wanted to put a little miniature card inside? You guys, I went there. I created this tiny little card that would go inside of this cute little bag, right? All right, I'm going to show you how to make this card. Oh, that's a great idea, Crystal. Hanging on the tree with a little treat. I love that idea. Okay, I'm going to show you how to make this card. So what you need, I went back to this Sparkle of the Season because I wanted it to match my bag. And so we've got these cute little backgrounds here and all these little sprigs, this little pine cone, and also this word grateful. So I cut a piece of cardstock. That is 2 inches by 3 inches and scored it in half at 1 1/2. And then I cut a card front that would, you know, still show the border of the card. Just, you guys, holding this is making me so happy. This is 1 3/8 by 1 7/8. So let's create a little tiny background on here. I'm going to bring in the pumpkin pie ink, and we're going to use this leaf, and we're just going to make a little background on here with this leaf, like that. And then we'll take our Grateful stamp with some black ink. Like that. And then I cut out, I used this little die right here, and I cut out the pine cones that you could stamp. So I've got 2 little pine cones and a little leaf, and we'll just attach those over here. I couldn't stop smiling when I made this card. It was just like, it's just cute. It's just so cute. So we've got 2 little pine cones by a little leaf there. So this would be a cute little idea just to give for any occasion. But I was thinking about, you know, a holiday table or Thanksgiving or whatever. You could write, you could put these at everybody's little place setting, and then you could write in there why you were thankful for each person, right? So there's our card. And you want to know how to make this envelope? Oh, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. So, Stampin' Up! Used to carry a envelope punch board. I believe you could still get these out in the crafting world. They're very similar to this. So I kind of used this to help me come up with the measurements for my envelope, right? And I've got it all written down for you, so you don't have to think of it yourself. But this is kind of how I came up with how to make the envelope for this little card. And so it starts with a piece of paper that's 3-inch square, and I am just using copy paper here. This doesn't need to be cardstock because it's just a tiny little envelope. And what you're going to do is measure around on the sides. You're going to do 1 3/8, make a little mark, and then you're going to do, it's actually 1 11/16, okay, but that's really just 1/16 less than 1 3/4. And then you're going to repeat those again, 1 3/8 and 1 11/16, like that. Okay, so with those marks then, you're going to score between them on the diagonal like this. And you want to make sure you're scoring in about 1/8 of an inch inside of those, and you'll see why in a minute. So I'm going to line up those and then just move it over a little bit so I'm on the inside. So line those marks up and then move it in all the way around like that. And what that's going to give you are those lines overlapping, so you've got these little notches here that you can then cut out, and that's going to allow that to fit together. Now once you make one of these and it works, keep this as a template, and then you don't really have to measure those tick marks ever again. You can just draw around, you know, notch your paper with the tick marks, and that will save you some time. And then this just folds up together. So those 2 little ones go in first, and then the bottom. And I'm going to just cut this here to make it like that. And then you've got your little top. So we just need a little glue dot here. Telling you, if I got one of the, if I got a little tiny miniature envelope, I would be squealing. This would make me very happy. What do you guys think? Oh, that didn't come off. Oops, it's the wrong side. All right, and then we can stick our little card inside, and we've got this tiny little sweet card to go with our gift bag. Of course, you can stamp your flap like that and address it to whoever is going to be the lucky recipient of that cute little card. Let's bring these little guys back in here. They're just so adorable. I hope you're having fun with this idea. I think there's lots of things that you could stick inside these bags. So leave me a comment and, with all of your ideas about what you think would really be fun to stick in here. And yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think about that. I made one more little card, little Halloween card. Somebody's gonna have to get this weekend. A little, boo, happy haunting. All right, I have had so much fun showing you this project today, and you will be able to download those PDFs and get creating on your own. I thank you so much for watching. Happy end of October, and I will look forward to seeing you again next time. Thank you so much.